Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Hey, very good Monday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for listening across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams at edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio, Apple Music. For those watching on YouTube or listening on podcast, wherever you get your podcast, Matt Iwanyk with you here on the Hangout. And I think I said this last week and I meant it, but I also mean it this week. So I'm not just saying this because I don't pull this out all the time, I don't think. Two of my favorites in the Hangout today. We got Murray McCourt. We had Steve Sandor last week, but we had Pat Kehdy from the Canadian Brewhouse, from the Ice House, from Banquet, from Plant Life, from Ribeye, from Tesoro. I think I got them all.
Are you sure?
I do.
That's a big list.
It's a long list that they have. On the YouTube thing, I just write Canadian Brewhouse.
Well, I didn't know you did. You were part of Ribeye too. I guess I should have known that. As you were saying that, I clued in. Like, I knew that Brewhouse guys had something to do with Ribeye. I'm a good customer of yours.
Are you? Oh, perfect. I love that.
Brewhouse and Ribeye, and that list went by. It was a big list and long, so I didn't catch it all. Maybe I'm a bigger customer than I think I am.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for paying my salary.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm that good a customer.
Okay. Okay, fair.
It all just adds up. It all just adds up.
Chip away, you know.
The Hangout is presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada storage experts for all your storage needs. Check them out, sentinel.ca, for the latest deals as well as locations nearest you. How was everyone's weekend? Everyone have a good one?
Amazing weekend.
Yeah?
Amazing. Hockey.
Your
football.
Oiler hockey, or did you go watch your kid play?
Oiler hockey is always good, but yeah, I just had Jet hockey, and he got called up this weekend, so it was like the NHL for us on Sunday.
Called up from where to where?
He plays U11 AA, and then he got called up to the U13-1 team, so he felt like he was Connor McDavid, and yeah, it was good. Showed up. One kid got a 5-minute major. They threw him in the box for 5 minutes, so it was good. And he deserves it, though. He's a grinder and on his team. But yeah, he had a great game, fit in with the crew, and he's a bigger guy. So yeah, it was a good weekend.
Yeah, mine was a hockey weekend too.
Yes.
I was telling you, as most listeners probably remember, I was the GM of a junior hockey team for 11 years. It was a 40th
8-time champs.
8-time of the 11 years. Eight-time champs. Yeah.
Oh wow!
So it was the 40th anniversary of the Bison's Junior Hockey Club in Okotoks this weekend, and so I was down in Okotoks seeing a lot of my old players that I hadn't seen for 20 plus years, some of them, and had a great time. It was a lot of fun to catch up with everybody down in Okotoks and enjoy the weekend there.
I've always wanted to be a GM of a junior team.
Of a junior team?
Well,
I'm glad you're not saying just an NHL team, which is really dreaming there.
We were talking.
Unlike other media in town.
We were watching the U18 AAA women's yesterday after the game in Sherwood Park, and I'm like, Beaumont doesn't have a U18 AAA team, and I know a couple rich dudes that would probably get themselves embedded in this little
the investors.
Team. Yeah, just and then you get Party Pat as the GM. I wouldn't be there, but I think it'd be cool to do something. That's awesome. The reason why I thought of that is there was in the Crusaders rink there was a banner hanging, and it was a general manager's banner.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, this guy actually did a lot of good things. I guess if his banner's up there, they retired him. But I thought it'd be kind of cool and we were talking to one of the guys that owns one of those teams or runs one of those teams, and he was a young guy. But that's awesome. 8 years. Or 8 championships.
Do you have anything there? Recognition for you?
Well,
because do we have to start a campaign here? Because I'm going to say 8 championships in 11 years is worthy of some sort of honor.
Well, I am on the Wall of Fame.
Okay.
And the arena that they play in is called the Murray Arena, and so people say, "Oh, they named an arena after you." I'm like, "No, that's Bearcat Murray, not me." But
you could just claim it.
And then when I see the Wall of Fame...
Yeah, that 1/8 it, and then it's after me. I'm Murray. And then, I didn't want McCourt. I don't want to be...
Yeah. So, but the Wall of Fame, the R is missing in my last name. I'm like, what the heck? Like,
what?
Upkeep this little...
Nah, we got to start some sort of campaign here that... We need something. 8 out of 11 years.
Yeah, and I got a big interview afterwards at the after party because the team played. They played their last regular season game. It was kind of funny that they're about a 500 team this year. some of my guys were saying, yeah, we played 4 years and never lost as many games as these guys have lost in 1 year.
You had a 73% championship success rate, not a winning percent, championship success rate.
Yeah.
73% of the seasons you coached there, you won a title.
What, GM? I wasn't the coach.
Wow, so you built the teams that you built.
Yeah.
So I think there's got to be something that's coming up here.
My proudest moment in all that, though, is in junior hockey, we all know, just like in NCAA football, you're a big fan of, guys age out. So you get a couple of, like you get a great recruiting class and they grow and you win a championship or you do something great, but then they leave and you go back down and you build back up again or you try. My last 6 years in a row there, we won all 6 and went to provincial championships 6 years in a row. That is almost unheard of.
So you won most of these at the end of the 11.
Well, I mean, if you take all those 6 and this,
like you learned from your early mistakes, and then you just this is easy. I've got this down to a science.
Well, I became that for sure. I even restructured my contract at the Nanton Golf Club, so I had more time in the winter that I could just totally focus on hockey and get the best players that I could get.
Do you get paid to be the GM there?
I got paid in
Hugs.
Yeah, and I got paid in championships. I got paid, with the guys. I mean, the guys and the relationships and whatnot. And I mean, I wrote a book it's a business book, but there's a chapter about the Bisons in there, and I cite 2 reasons for why I committed so much time into it. And so I was a GM, an interim GM before I became the GM, and we went to the provincial championships then, and get back to the dressing room afterwards, and I make sure all the equipment's away and getting ready to lock up. And a guy named Trent Rieger, he was the goalie at the time, graduating goalie. He was sitting in his locker stall, and he was crying his eyes out. And I sat with him for hours, and he was just sharing all the stories of it. But it made me realize how absolutely important this organization was to these kids. And so I knew then that, okay, I got to create something special for these guys. And then second piece, that first year, it was my worst year. We were 25-12. That was my worst year record-wise, GM. We lost in the semifinal to this team, the Airdrie Thunder. They were our big nemesis. And GM there at the time, he was a lot older than me. He was a retired guy. I was really young when I started doing it. The players were only a few years younger than me when I was the GM in the beginning. But this a-hole in the lineup, they beat us. We're shaking hands. How about be gracious, classy? I mean, win with class, lose with class. I don't even really remember exactly what he said to me anymore, but it was so disgusting and disparaging towards me personally and to my team. Just completely insulted me and the team, and I'm just like, what? Like, are you kidding me that you just said that to me? And that motivated me beyond belief to never lose to that a-hole ever again in my life, and to make sure my organization, my team, put his to shame. I think I did okay. Yeah. They beat us one year out of my next bazillion. They beat us in the playoffs. They beat us a game here, a game there, but that a-hole, he that disrespect and that moment with Trent Rieger in the dressing room, that just made me want to give what I gave.
Smitty the Welder. Once a Bison, always a Bison. Go Bison. Murray was a great GM. Loved my time with the Bison.
Yeah. And
one of our listeners
he was one of the best defensemen that ever played. I'll tell a quick story about him. He was an all-star in the AJ. He played with the old Grizzlies. My team was a junior B team. And Brent was ready to move on with his life and not just focus on hockey and start working towards a career. And so I recruited him to come and play on my team. And Gary Van Haraway was the coach GM of the old Grizzlies. And I talked to Gary a little bit after Brent had started with us. And I'm like, geez, thanks for Brent. He's really good. Like, holy, he said, has he fought for you yet? And I'm like, no, is he a good fighter? And he goes, oh yeah, you got to see him fight. So we were playing, I'll never forget this. We're playing Rimby, and Rimby, Brent was a D-man. This guy obviously pissed him off because he waved the right winger off and went and lined up beside this guy. And oh my God, they were half shields at the time. The guy's shield was just a bloody mess. Like his face was rearranged, and like Brent absolutely pummeled that guy. And he did that more than once, but it was...
That was the one you remember there.
Oh, I remember more, but that was something else to see him in his first fight. But
That's awesome.
Brent was a hell of a player. Holy.
You got fantasy titles?
What do you mean?
Fantasy football titles, at least?
I got one.
You just won?
I won one this year.
Oh, this year? Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Was that the Big Boy League?
No. I lost in the big boy league. I'm heartbroken still. I'm not over it. I won the Sticky Icky League, it's called.
Ah.
Yeah, the one that's only for $100 entry, not the big ones. But
I could have, I had a bad semifinal in my fantasy, so it cost me a chance to go to the final. Had I been in the final and paid attention, I probably would have won the league this year.
I am
And that's the Spite League that Dusty's in.
I am a back-to-back Classic Cup ball hockey tournament champion in Beaumont, and I am a 3-time Stickmen ball hockey champion.
Defenseman?
And not the Stickmen that
Forward?
play now, the Stickmen like back when I was their age.
What position?
I played forward, but I also benched myself because I like to win. So it was one of those. You know, I stand in front of the net.
You were
pick
Charlie
up the
Conway.
garbage. Yeah, pick up the garbage in front of the net, run super fast one way, walk back the other. You know, and then just hey. But I
guys
put
won.
together some of the best ball hockey teams to come out of Beaumont. Just absolute beauties. All my buddies that played Chiefs, all my buddies that played Nate. You know, put them all together, and then I put the fat guy that's slow on the team, me. You can say that because it's about myself. And then yeah. And then just won a couple championships. Only way I'd win, but. Yeah.
So what year? Okay, Beaumont Chiefs. I mean, I know junior hockey and knows some.
Yeah.
When I actually moved here, I got recruited by a bunch of teams to become the GM, and I actually did for 1 year. I was the GM of the Beaumont Chiefs.
Oh, were you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, had a lot of buddies play for the Chiefs.
So what? I'm not sure how old you are, but like Kark Martin, Aaron Lineker,
I don't know those guys.
Jake Quast.
I know Jake Quast.
Yeah.
Jake Quast is one of my. He's on the board with me at on the Beaumont board.
Oh, okay.
Coaches
awesome.
U9 for me. I'm the director for U9. But
Oh, okay. He was a heck of a hockey player too.
Is he?
And
Was he
what
ever?
a great kid too.
Yeah.
Great family.
Yeah, we actually beat him a couple times in the Beaumont Classic Cup Ball Hockey League, but he's also the other team that's won back-to-back there too. But yeah, Jake Quast and that whole crew, that whole age range of Jake and his boys.
Yeah. Kyle Nordstrom then.
Yeah. Nordy, Ty Smith, curtis Tracy.
Curtis Tracy, yeah.
Yeah. They're all, and he's also a coach for me too this year. Those guys this year, when we did the rankings, it was more of a phone call and telling them that they're coaches.
Yeah.
I used to boot for all those guys, you know, and I was the older guy. They in Beaumont, and that crew is still together, Murray.
Well,
like
I'm not
all those
surprised, yeah.
all those boys are still together. Absolute beauties.
Yeah.
Yeah, own businesses, running the show in Beaumont. Yeah, they're the future. I tell Jake, you're the future of the Beaumont board. That's what I say. I'm like, you're not on this board because you want to be on the board. You're on this board because you have to be on this board.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I mean, in his family was the same. They
sure.
were big givers back, and I'm not surprised to see and hear him doing the same. You have to say hi to him for me. I haven't bumped into him for a long time.
Yeah, that guy, one of the nicest guys ever. He didn't show up to the Baja Bash on Friday though. That's our parent party that I went and got home at 3 a.m. at, but that's our little parent party.
You
for
getting
Beaumont.
home at 3 a.m.? No, don't tell me that.
I guess Kehdy, like, it's obviously Beaumont dive bars, right? So, like, we went to the Beaumont 5-0, and I guess Kehdy fell, and I just kept on trucking and everybody. So, like, on Saturday, she's like, hey, like, look at my bruise. I was like, when did you get that? She's like, while you were trucking to get a pizza pop at the old courthouse. I was like, oh, I didn't even know that you fell. You okay? Yeah, everything good?
Yeah, no, she just has bruise.
Yeah, she was okay. She had her Lululemon jacket on. I got her the big puffy one. So
Okay.
yes.
What cards did you get?
I don't know. I usually get messed up and buying a Dusty's, but this one's a dry sidle patch auto. At a 15, open it up, touch it, smell it.
I'll look through.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a numbered one too.
Yeah,
5 out of 15.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent one. It's an auto.
What is that? Is that?
dry
Do you know if
sidle.
that's the number or is that the logo?
What? No, I don't know. Me and Dusty were just talking about that. I'm not sure, but a little Draisaitl auto. Jets going to be jacked.
So there's like the jersey gets added inside that card, and then it's an auto.
Yeah. And it's Draisaitl, my boy.
Well, he's also one of the best players in hockey.
Yeah.
There's a Hall of Famer card right there for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a nice one.
Yeah. It was hilarious when
I'm thinking
we'll obviously get into Dusty's breaks and Jet watches him, right? He just loves Dusty. So when Dusty's actually pulled a Celebrity Young Gun, a Celebrity Program of Excellence, and this. So Jet just thinks Dusty is the greatest guy ever to open. Like it's like Dusty opens
He's
up
got a
cards.
magic.
It's just random Gretzky autos, But yeah, I pulled that like 3 months ago. Dusty just delivered. It was awesome.
It's not like you've been here in that time.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not a card guy at all. Because you have your memorabilia. You were?
Oh boy, I had thousands and thousands and thousands of cards back from when I was a kid, including and I collected them. There was an old company called Cardophilium, which was like an auction company where you could bid on cards, and then you see the next month if you'd won them or whatever
cool.
and stuff. So I had a card from the first series ever put out. If my memory serves, it was like 1910, the Montreal Canadiens guy, and I had a lot of cards, and even one, I still have this one, Dad's Cookies. They're long and narrow from 1967. I have the entire set in mint condition, but it's kind of a bad story. I had this massive collection, and when I was going to college in California, there was like a bookie that was going to my school, and I got into gambling a little bit, and you keep thinking, well, I'll just make it up the next week, and I'll make it up the next week, and I wasn't making it up, and I wasn't going to tell my parents that, I need a lot of money because I losing a lot of money gambling. So one year at Christmas, I brought home pretty much an empty suitcase and took a vast majority of my hockey cards with me back down to California and went to a card shop in Los Angeles and sold them for probably 10 cents on the dollar to get enough money to pay off my bookie, and I basically never gambled again ever since. I learned my lesson, but yeah, I still have some pretty good ones. I have a couple of Gretzky, like early Gretzky ones and stuff like that. But I had it all. Like I had like Rocket Richard cards. I mean, a lot of pretty crazy cool stuff, but not anymore.
I don't know if I ever asked you this. Is there one card you'd want in the entire world?
Like me personally, like for
if I was just like, you want to know something, Patty? I came into Daryl Cates-esque money, and I want to get you any card you want.
I think, oh man, that's a tough one.
Because for me, it's the Honus Wagner. I want the Honus Wagner.
That's the most expensive one in the world, isn't
yes.
it?
Yeah.
I want that
such
card.
A weird card though.
And that's what. But there's something like for everything. That's the card that is the thing. It's a very basic answer in that sense, but I'd want to have one of the Honus Wagners.
I think it'd probably be something Jordan.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Like, it's so easy to say Connor McDavid, but it's or Gretzky, but that Wagner, that's such a boring card. Like, I know that it's worth millions of dollars, but like, if I put that out and I put any other sports card next to it, and I asked the majority of the world which card you'd rather have, they'd all pick the other card. They would never not pick this tobacco. I get the whole background of it. I do, and I get how hard it is. And I watch Golden on Netflix, and they find the rare one, and it's millions and millions of dollars. But it's the wow factor. It's like these refractors and these sexy Genesis cards, and these gravity cards, Wembanyama or whatever his name. Like those are basketball's crazy, right? And baseball, right? But
baseball's the original of it, really. Like that's where it's from, and that's why having like the baseball card to me is like the pinnacle, because that's the one everyone wants, and to have a Honus Wagner, like hockey's to a degree to me like whatever. It doesn't have that cachet around the world type thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Is there a home bias though? Like when you say, you could say a Gretzky or whatever. We're in Edmonton, like.
Yeah.
There's probably more Wayne Gretzky cards in Edmonton than there is anywhere else in the world, right? Because this is local. This is what people want. But so it's like, oh, Wayne Gretzky card, like, yeah, it's cool, but I mean, something different is more appealing because Gretzky's like a little too close to home.
But I think Gretzky has the cachet to a degree.
He does,
because there was
absolutely.
there was that whole unopened box that they found.
Yes.
Just a couple of years
In
ago.
Saskatchewan.
and they sold it for a couple $1 million because
There could be.
there could be a Gretzky card in there. And if you open it, you lose your value because if there isn't one in there, you don't make it. Or if you find one, if it's not the right grade, it's not there type thing, which is just weird to me how that all works. But so the Gretzky still held there.
Yeah.
But
That card's not even autographed. You know, I think nowadays these kids and everybody that wants to open up or get a ball and ass card, they want an autograph, right? Like it's I'll tell you a funny story. Kenny Pickett. You guys remember Kenny Pickett?
I do, yeah.
He's a plug, right? Back up to the backup QB. Got drafted by Pittsburgh Steelers a few years ago.
Oh, I'm thinking George Pickett.
I'm in this break, and this guy pulls out. I get Pittsburgh randomly, and it's a Kenny Pickett gold refractor, not signed, just gold, just a gold out of whatever 10. And my inbox, like I don't even know, I didn't even really care. I'm like Kenny Pickett gold, like this is a $10 card. This guy blows me up in my Instagram and then in my Facebook, and then the guy that opened the box is messaging me. He's like, "Hey man, you should get back to this guy. Get back to this guy." Guy offers me $5,000 US for this card.
What?
All right, not even an autograph. I'm like, Kenny Pickett. He hasn't even he's not even that good. Like he plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like sure, he might be one of the best coming up, but like, so I call Luke at the hobby spot and I'm like, "Hey, this guy's offering me $5,000.
What am I missing?
Like, am I messed up here? Like, I feel like this guy's raping me. Like, I'm not taking this deal." He's like, "Take the deal." This guy's buying it because he has every other number of that card.
Oh.
So he has 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. What I think mine was maybe 5 out of 10. He has every single one. And he's like, he's collecting it because this guy's supposed to be the next best thing.
So if he had 10 out of 10, all of them.
All of them, yeah. Or Luke says he could be a plug.
Which he was.
And he turns into, I sold that thing so quick, he turned into a plug. I'm like, so ever since then, I was like, I can never be married to a card until Jet started wanting these Bedard Young Guns and Celebrini Young Guns. And I'm like, so now I just told Candy, I'm like, we're only buying cards that like Jet wants now. I'm done doing this, done that. Yeah, that lasted maybe like a month, 2 months. And now it's fun to open up cards with your kid. And then now I open up cards with Jet on Facebook in our Crackbacks group with Dusty, and it's so fun to open up cards for people. I don't even care if it's for me or not. It's so much fun. But yeah, it's my Kenny Pickett. I'm like, I hate Kenny Pickett. When he came and played a series this year, I was like, I hope he doesn't do. I hope he's not even close because that card's worth $20.
Wow. And you got 5,000.
Well, I feel bad for the guy. He bought 10 of them, and he probably bought 10 of them.
That's
at $5,000. So when you look at it that way, sometimes you invest in the wrong.
Yeah, we've all made mistakes
in the wrong person. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's the way life goes.
I'm a New York Jets fan. It's the biggest mistake in the world, you know. So yesterday sucked for us, but
yeah. How does it feel? Because the question on the morning show was, who's hurting more right now? Is it Vikings fans with Sam Darnold, or is it Jets fans?
Yeah.
You've dealt with, though, a lot of quarterbacks that have just not worked there. Does this hurt as a Jets fan?
Well, the thing is, as a Jets fan, it's anyone but the Patriots, right?
Fair.
And then you have, on the other side, you have the QB that you literally pushed out of town and told everyone that he's absolutely terrible, right? So I watched minimal football yesterday.
Just are angry.
I'm angry at all levels. You know, I can't believe the NFL didn't make that call proper on the Bills to put Denver in it, and then they got punished by having Bo Nix have a broken ankle, which they probably didn't know. And then they hand-picked pretty much New England now to go, which they did. The NFL turned on the crazy weather, which made the game absolutely terrible. Like everything goes back to the NFL.
This is just going to be as great of an NFL season as it's been, because there's been parity, there's been all that. This is going to be the most forgetable NFL season.
I can't wait till this
recent memory.
Forgettable Super Bowl too.
That's the thing.
I got zero interest in watching that game. I mean, none.
Well,
it's going to be a blowout. The Seahawks are going to dominate, maybe like 29-0 or whatever. But it's just going to be, it has that potential. Like, look, everyone thought Indiana was going to blow out Miami, and
yeah,
my U had the chance to win it. that you never know what's going to happen. You never, like the Patriots were 18-0 going into that Super Bowl. They didn't get the win. So you never know how it's going to play. But it just feels like, okay, the Seahawks are going to roll through the Patriots. It's going to be a boring football game. And it's going to wrap up what was a fun season, but 5 years from now, we're going to look back and like, how the hell were the Seahawks and the Patriots in that Super Bowl with like against finishing off the Broncos? Like that's how I feel like we're going to look back on this.
Well, the best thing is you can go watch it at any Canadian Brewhouse. And we have Unreal specials, and we're giving away a Lombardi trophy. So at every store. So you can literally go home your own Super Bowl champion and make up whoever you want winning that.
I've spent a few Super Bowls at the Brewhouse.
Yeah.
I've always had a great time there with it.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere, right?
Like, and I would actually feel like for this Super Bowl more than any, it's going to be possibly very forgettable. You might as well go enjoy yourself with a group of people.
You have to remember, we as a sports bar, like I had a couple of the boys last night over just for the tail end of the game, and we're watching, and like as a and I don't know how I can compare it to the golf world, but as a sports bar, you're cheering for the largest fan bases.
Yes, you are.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's what we're cheering for.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never thought of it that way. Like, but like I've understood the business. I've talked about the NFL and stuff. What's the biggest TV market? I've never thought. Yeah, in Edmonton, you're trying to find the biggest fan bases.
Yeah, and in Edmonton, we're lucky enough that back in the day when we were younger, well, Murray, when you and I were younger, not Maddie, Seahawks were on every single weekend, and so were the Cowboys, right?
It's still the case.
Right, still the case.
If you go to CTV or whatever, or you watch the Fox channel, there generally Fox does not have an early game because you get Seahawks in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And got a big following here, for sure.
So New England, Denver, Seattle, and the Chiefs are literally the four teams that we want to go to the Super Bowl.
There's that much of the New England.
Well, you got to remember.
Just because of all the bandwagon
it's all
fans and all that.
Tom Brady world, and they've all been hiding in their houses for the last how many years?
3?
They're going to come out.
Like nothing.
It's
It's
still-
barely been any time here.
They still haven't left, though. And then the Seahawks is everybody that's never had a team before, right?
Would a Broncos Seahawks been the number one for you guys?
Chiefs Seahawks, if that could happen.
Chiefs is
but
big too.
Chiefs,
But
Seahawks.
Cowboys would be a massive draw.
Oh, Cowboys
too.
would be huge, but that'll never happen.
Whoa,
So you
whoa,
didn't
whoa.
want. You weren't really like Jags Panthers was not one that you were exactly like give me that one.
Jags Panthers, I probably would have went to the Super Bowl. It would have the cheapest ticket.
Yeah, that's fair.
The only time you'll ever get into the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Are you a Cowboys fan then?
He's Cowboys.
Oh my
Very
God.
diehard. But for the reason when I was growing up, who was on TV every weekend? Dallas and Seattle.
Yeah.
And I hated Seattle, so I became a Dallas guy, and I'm loyal as hell, so I'll never leave.
Yeah, same with me. I'm a diehard Jets fan, and it sucks. Like I should have jumped ship. Like just jump ship to any team. You know, like I would have. If I jumped ship to Carolina, I would have been in the playoffs. You know, even if I was gonna jump ship to any team, it would have probably been the Rams, or an LA team, just because of the weather. Like my
Just
wife,
so for destination to
my
go
wife
and all
always asks,
that.
She's like, if you ever switch teams, what would you switch? I'm like, I'd switch teams to an LA team because then when we go, we'd be going to the beach.
Yeah.
Right?
How do you
So-
switch teams though at this stage?
can't.
If you
Yeah.
can't, like if
There's-
it's not just can't happen.
There's only one time I've seen it happen. Of a couple people I know is that they're tired of ownership. They're tired of dysfunction.
Well.
Like for the Jets situation, like you sit there and be like, this is just like Woody Johnson. This is awful, and I'm tired of this. And I think as an adult, you get maybe one. This is my unofficial rules. Like I think you get one switch potentially,
I
but you
don't
can't
know.
leave. You get maybe upwards of one. I'm a Ravens fan. All my teams, I'm going to go to death with
Yeah,
them.
me too.
Unless they fold, I will be with them.
Yeah.
But I understand there's like I would not have like you or Clausen or Mark Mageau. If you guys ever been like, yeah, I can't cheer for the Jets anymore. I'm just going to a new team. I'd be like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I can't. My kid's
Browns
name
fans.
is Jet.
Fair.
I can't. My kid's name is Jet. There's no way that
That wasn't on you. You didn't
that
pick
was
that.
why you named him Jet because you're a Jets fan.
No,
He
I
didn't pick?
I
He
didn't
didn't
pick.
pick?
I'm going at. I did not pick. My wife has admitted it numerous times. I wanted Finley, so I could
Ooh.
call him Finny.
Okay.
Thank God we didn't do that because we have a bunch of boys that have their kids named Finn. It would have been. I think this year would have 3 kids named Finn
wow.
on the Jets hockey team. But she liked Jet. I was like, okay, I'm not going to say no to her, but. Mostly because secretly deep down inside, I was like, I can't believe I get to name my kid after my favorite football team.
Wow.
Yeah, but they haven't won nothing. But this year coming up, they have a lot of road games on the West. So Jets can experience a few games. We're gonna go to a couple games. So at least he gets to see them lose in person.
I do like that.
Instead of on TV.
Lucky him.
I do like that about the NFL is like the schedule is like just known that you could already like the schedule hasn't come out, so you don't know where and when, like the time
where,
but you know, okay, you're gonna take on these teams at home, you're gonna take on these teams on the road, and you just kind of know, okay, this year I could try to plan for that. I do like that about the NFL. So so we'll spend a couple grand to go watch the Jets get pumped, so we'll be good. Candy's like, well, I'm not going to the games. I was like, good, you'll save me money. Actually, I don't know if the Ravens haven't gone. Like, I don't care about the Chargers. I hope they
Your
won.
team's in shambles too.
My team's in shambles. Why do you think my team's in shambles?
Well, you don't have
we have a coach now.
You got rid of a coach.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Shouldn't have got rid of.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is.
And who'd you guys hire? Like
Jesse Minter.
Well, yeah, he was the guy. He was the
one of
young
them.
guy everyone wanted, right?
So the Jesse Minter was in the Ravens organization alongside Mike McDonald.
Yeah.
They were together. Apparently, they're still very close. They're of the same mindset. Look what Mike is doing with the Seahawks. Jesse Minter went to Michigan to help build that defense up, which won a national title, then followed Jim Harbaugh to the Chargers.
Yeah.
Built had a really good defense there with a lot of missing pieces at times and injuries and all that. And the organization knows him because he was from the Ravens very recently, like Lamar, and apparently all the players gave him a vote of approval. So I will take a wait and see approach on this one, but I'm actually very cautiously optimistic about this hire. I don't know, like if it was anyone else hired, I think I would have went there and be like, it's not John. Damn it, I still want John. I still want John, but I think he's the only coach that I can sit there and be like, I'm very hopeful that it'll be all who he hires as an OC. But there's no way you can say my organization's in shambles. This is what the Ravens do.
Shambles.
Well, how about as a Jets fan, you got to love what's going on in Buffalo right now because that is a shambles.
No, because they're going to get a coach, and you watch, they're going to be unreal next year.
See, and I think it's the opposite right now. In the way that the owner's talking and everything's happening, they are going to turn into the Bills pre this run.
Well, the owner
the dysfunction, all of that is coming back to the Buffalo Bills, and they're going to waste this away. When you have an owner calling out the receiver of the team in a press conference, when you're interviewing Phillip Rivers, and now they're not hiring, but you're interviewing. Why are you interviewing Phillip Rivers for the head coaching job? I understand no stone left unturned. He's not a head coach yet. You hire him for OC. Have a conversation for OC. I don't like what I'm getting.
I don't like it either. I've always kind of had a little bit of soft spot for Buffalo since they got pumped in the Super Bowl 4 times in a row when I was younger or whatever. But
because you saw your team beat them for a Super Bowl once.
Well, yeah. And right now I am like, Jerry Jones is a brilliant freaking owner compared to this monkey. Like I don't know what the heck is
Something's
going on
wrong
there.
with that owner though. Like when he went off on that. Yeah. When he got the guy's literally in the middle of an answer and he's like, no, I'll answer this one. It was Keon. Everyone I'm like. Did you just throw this poor kid that you didn't even let play and then you put him in, he scores a touchdown?
22 years old or something still? Like still lots of development that could still come with this guy. And just like, the coaches want him. This guy or Jim didn't because he's trash.
Yeah. It's like, do you know this kid is probably watching this? Like, I don't know. Yeah. But that owner's also old. You know, like he's...
But he's the Sabres owner.
Yeah.
Like, I don't trust Terry Pagula. It seems like they have this run here. It was good. Somehow he didn't screw it up. Now he's sitting there and he's screwing up. And I have no problem with the firing of Sean McDermott.
Yeah.
I don't like everything I've heard since.
Yeah. Well, ever since. I mean, they had so much continuity with him. He's a good coach, too.
Good coach.
And then they let him go just like your team did. But I like what your team's kind of done since. I think that was a good hire. But Buffalo, what are you doing? Like, well, and then Pittsburgh, too. I mean, Pittsburgh hired that's a good coach.
He is a good coach, but it feels very anti.
I thought they go younger.
Steeler.
Well,
I thought they would go younger.
Yeah, it seems like he's the same as Mike Tomlin. Now, Mike Tomlin.
That's fair,
sure. I'm like Mike McCarthy's not going to be there for another 15 years.
No.
Unlike like this run of 3 coaches since the 60s or something else. So it seems very un-Steelers. But the thing about Sean McDermott too, somebody broke it down. It's very rare, especially of recent, like maybe 20 years or something, that if your head coach doesn't win in the first 5 years as a head coach a Super Bowl, they're not going to win a Super Bowl. That if you can't get it done in those 5 years, you're likely not going to be able to lead your team to that Super Bowl. You do it pretty early.
Okay, and correct me if I'm wrong on this stat. no Super Bowl winning coach has ever won a Super Bowl as a coach of a different team.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
Yeah.
So don't hire Mike McCarthy. Don't hire John Harbaugh. Don't hire.
Exactly.
So is Vrabel going to break that? Or?
He's never won a Super Bowl as a head coach.
Oh, as a head coach?
As a head coach. Yeah. The other
Sean Payton would have been that one.
Sean Payton would have been the other one. But the other stat I remember I looked this up at 1260 because it's very rare for a head coach to win a Super Bowl with different quarterbacks.
Yes,
It happens.
I've heard that. It is rare.
Who are the coaches that have done it? I'd have to try to remember. Was it George Seifert? I think it was George Seifert. I think he did a mix because I think he won 2. I don't think it was Bill Walsh. I think it was the Seifert that won with 2. I think Bill Parcells may have done it with the Giants. I think Joe Gibbs did it with, at the time, the Redskins. And I think there was one other coach or something. But every other coach that has ever won a Super Bowl had the same starting quarterback when they were winning Super Bowls. That part is so very hard to go to. So for, let's say, an Andy Reid, if Patrick Mahomes is like, I'm retiring all of a sudden because I don't feel, it's going to be very hard for Andy Reid to go win another. That it's just very rare for a coach to win a Super Bowl with a different head quarterback.
Did Andy Reid win one in Philly?
No, he went, but he lost.
When did McNabb win a Super Bowl?
No, they got there. So they went to 4 straight NFC championship games.
Okay.
They got there in the 4th one. They lost to the Patriots. That was the year, I think T.O. would have been part of that team. Somebody puked in that game from the Eagles in this huddle.
What a memory. What
That
a
one
thing,
I
to
remember.
remember.
I forgot why. Somebody, I can't remember who puked in that one. But yeah, so he never won there.
I thought he won there.
But so, like Mike Tomlin, but your thing is, where Mike Tomlin goes, likely he's not going to win a Super Bowl. John Harbaugh's not going to win one with the Giants.
The odds are against it, for sure.
If Bill Belichick were to come back, he wouldn't go win another Super Bowl, which doesn't look like he's coming back.
Now I get why the Jets fire their coaches all the time, is because they don't want that 5-year.
That 5-year window?
Yeah, they don't want that 5-year
Yeah, but it's a good thing you guys have a head
Yeah.
coach this year that's a defensive back, defensive mind, and 0 interceptions the entire season.
Did you see that? You would have won $3 million if you would have bet on the Jets, no interceptions the first game. Took that money and then bet it again the next game, and then took that money and bet it. Some guy on one of the reels I got suckered into watching was saying that if you would have just kept on betting all your winnings every game this year, you would have been a millionaire.
Jeez.
You didn't do that. You didn't bet against.
I would never bet anything on the Jets. Nothing.
Even if it was a backwards bet for them to screw something up.
Well, even that comeback or that game against Cincy where they won this year. They won
that game they won this year?
They won a couple, but that screwed us for Mendoza. So we were tied with the Raiders, right? But there was some sort of the tiebreaker. So I'm like, why wouldn't you just lose?
Oregon's quarterback, 100%. He looked and thought, oh, they're taking Mendoza. I'm getting drafted to the Jets.
Yeah.
Screw this. I'm going back to play college football. I don't want to be there.
But that also opens it up for Archie Manning's kid.
No, he's going back to college too.
Next year.
Oh, to get him?
2027 draft.
Not sold on Archie Manning's kid.
I don't care. I'm sold on any quarterback. I need one. It doesn't matter.
Okay, here's what the Jets need to do. They need to just build an offense without the quarterback. Build that O-line. Get your running back. Get your receivers. Just get a game manager quarterback for a couple years, and then in 3 years, draft a quarterback with an offense set.
We've done this.
Like Mark Sanchez.
We've done this over and over and over.
Who's your quarterback going to be this year now?
We're paying the quarterback $20 million.
Yeah, you still have
to
Fields
be on the bench, but our quarterback is going to be Matt Iwanyk, maybe.
You can't be.
Murray?
Who would you go for? Like, I'm just trying to think of, like, is there a solid backup or a team that you think maybe is going to move on from their quarterback?
But who's going to go there and sign? Like, who wants to?
There's no one's going to go there.
Well, that's where it's like you have to find that one quarterback who's like, hey, there might not be another opportunity to go grab one.
You're drafting a quarterback in the draft, and you are.
They shouldn't play for 2 years.
You are hoping that this guy is going to stay.
But they shouldn't play for 2 years. They should be learning for 2 years.
From who, though?
That's where you need to get someone.
2 overall. They cannot draft a quarterback right now.
No, but they can
can't.
draft one in
the
mid-rounds.
second round,
Yeah.
maybe second or third
Yeah.
round, and we hope they get lucky.
Yeah.
But they can't use that second pick on a quarterback.
I will say that Josh Clausen, a Jets fan, he's the one that texted me this. So I'm not saying this as a homer. He likes the idea of Carson back for Miami. the guy could sit for a couple of years. Like he's done that part. He sat in Georgia, watched the 2 national titles, was a starter in Georgia. They were in the playoffs. They took Miami to a national championship game. Not a bad guy to go snag in the 3rd, 4th round if he's there.
But who's going to be in front of him to like?
I want to see NFL free agents.
Do you guys have coordinators right now, or did they leave or get fired?
No, we got coordinators.
Okay, because I thought somewhere I thought I was reading that your coach was getting so frustrated because he couldn't. No coaches even wanted to go there and coach on the team or whatever.
Well, I've been saying this to my wife. This is awesome for the Jets because then like when Jets 18, we're gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs of the NFL. As soon as my kid turns 18, it's gonna be like, wow, I finally get it. I finally get it. That's how long it might take for the Jets to get their stuff together. It's like I wish that we didn't even fire the coach last year. I wish we kept the coach because now you see the coaches that were available this year. Like, don't get me wrong.
Who was your coach last year?
I like Aaron Glenn.
Salah?
It
was Robert Salah, wasn't it?
That was the year before.
It was before.
It was it was between the Taco Man, not the Taco Man. It was, I don't even remember. This is how much I don't even follow the Jets, man.
But you guys get some good coaches, and then they suck. And I mean,
Rex Ryan is the best coach.
Yeah.
And he took them back-to-back AFC championships and nothing after that.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But in fact, I'm a big diehard Blackhawk fan, and so I lived through a lot of junk. But hey, we won 3 in 6 years not that long ago, and it was worth all of the decades of crap that I had to watch for that.
So Robert Salah got fired early in the season, and Jeff Ulbrich was the interim.
Yeah.
And he went 3 and 9.
Yeah. And he's a coordinator now. He's not even a head coach.
Where's it? So I have the list of QBs right now according to Sport Track for free agencies next year. You'll love this one. Kenny Pickett.
Oh my God.
No, Daniel Jones is the favorite. There's the top guy. Then it's Aaron Rodgers, which he's not going back there. Russell Wilson, you don't want. Marcus Mariota, Tyrod Taylor, who's already a Jet.
He's already there.
Zach Wilson, come back. Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mitch Trubisky, Case Keenum, Trey Lance, Carson Wentz. Yeah, you'd have to go all in on Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is not good. He showed for years that he's a terrible quarterback. And
he played good this year. Until he got hurt.
Yeah, he's not.
But maybe he's that Sam Darnold. He had a good year. Come back. So the Jets need him. Yeah, there's nothing there. You guys are screwed. You guys got to make a trade for a quarterback.
It's such a. You know what? I'm just canceling all those trips. I'm going to go on now.
We'll save him for 2 years because that's the thing. Like I agree, you got to suck this year and get your pick of the quarterbacks next year because there's 5, 6, 7 that are going to be in the top 10 next year.
But the problem is that of the quarterbacks that get selected, half of them generally are busts in the first round.
Well,
there's no guarantee of that.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, of Sam Darnold's draft class, which includes Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, he's the first to go to a Super Bowl. And he might be the first to win a Super Bowl, which is just a wild thing to think there, too. But on top of that, the Jets just always select the wrong guy.
It's true.
You just can't trust who they're going to select,
yeah.
Which is why, to me, go use like 2nd, 3rd, 4th round picks, not a 1st round pick on QBs. Just bring a bunch in. And don't waste that first rounder on, like, go draft an offensive lineman this year. There's a couple really good ones. Go get one of those guys. Go build your O-line and strengthen the O-line. You guys still have, I'm forgetting his name, but the running back.
Brees Hall.
You didn't get rid of him.
No.
So feed him the ball and go find some backup quarterback who's a veteran and trade for them to be behind center. You have a couple first rounders too this year because got one for Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, we won that trade big time.
And you got second this year and next year's first from Dallas in the Quinn and Williams trade.
Yeah.
Dallas has 2 next year, and you get the best of the 2.
Yeah.
So you got some huge draft capital in the next couple of years that if you don't screw it up, if you get 4 first-round picks in 2 years in the NFL, that's 4 starters, like good players.
It was just like yesterday when I saw Aaron Rodgers run down the tunnel with the flag and get hurt 16 minutes later. You know,
But that's just the Jets right there. I mean, in a
sitting in the
nutshell.
airport, coming back from Vegas with everybody from work, and we're watching this, and he gets hurt, and everyone looks at me, and I'm like, oh my God, like 16 minutes into this game, I'm like, well, that era's over. I'm like, all summer, I waited till Aaron Rodgers announced where he's going on Pat McAfee show, and I'm like, oh my God. It all ended all there, and everyone's just laughing at me.
How's this name? Mac Jones.
I have
As a stopgap for a couple of years, he was a solid backup this year with the 49ers. I think the year prior was with the Jags, decent backup.
He's a Patriot, though. The Patriots.
Yeah, maybe you got to do the reverse. Well, that didn't work with Eric Mangini.
No, it did not work. It's just a struggle. I think we've talked about the Jets long enough.
Okay, well, quickly.
I appreciate the love, though.
I think this is Lieutenant Eric. I do want to say, talk Man U, Matty. 2 big wins for the boys in red. Manchester United taking down Arsenal, top of the table yesterday. Steve Sander was on last week. That's his club.
Yeah.
United took him down yesterday, 3-2. Michael Carrick, legend of Manchester United, baby. He's, in his caretaker role through 2 times. Is 4 wins, 1 draw? Or is it 3-1 draw? I think it's 4 and a draw. Beat Arteta twice, beat Emery, beat Pep, and then Drew Tuchel. Maybe United's back. Sign him to a contract.
Why? Was that an underdog win then? Is that what it was?
United has been trashed for a while, so they fired their manager 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And they've brought in an intern for the rest of the season who is a legendary player of the club. But he managed before with United for a couple games, but then he was managing a lower level for a couple of years. But they brought him back for the rest of the time. And United they're sitting 4th, but they haven't looked good this year. They've lost to a lot of bad teams, and they got rid of this manager. And Arsenal looks to be like this dominating force this year to a degree that they're going to win the English title and then might go win the Champions League, which is the European title. And they had not lost at home all year, and United was the first ones to beat them at home this year. So, and it was a great couple goals from Cunha and Dorgu and
That's enough soccer.
Drogu.
That's enough soccer.
So
Do you wake up and watch these games?
Oh my gosh.
I won't wake up fully. It's just
watch them sleeping.
5 o'clock in the morning. It's just like I'll wake up, see what the score is. Yesterday was a 9:30 game.
Okay.
So I was watching it until I had to go to my.
So you fell asleep because you were so bored?
Nah.
Yeah, no, okay.
I don't fall asleep.
Murray,
there,
would
Murray.
you go to a World Cup game, though?
Not a chance.
No?
No.
Did you get tickets to Canada yet?
So I'm a Voyager, and so did you see those 1,000 tickets that get released for $60 American?
Yeah.
I got one of those for Canada Qatar. You can only get one.
Yeah.
So I have Canada Qatar. I won the draw for that one, and then I've won the draw through the Voyagers where I get 2 tickets for if Canada makes round of 32, round of 16, for $88.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
cheap.
I
got lucky.
I feel like I was on here a couple, like right before Christmas, and you were like heartbroken you weren't going to get tickets.
Because what happened here was the tickets were very expensive,
Yeah.
and North America were just like, yeah, it's North American pricing. It sucks, but somebody will pay it. And the rest of the world's like, the hell are these prices? And they're pissed off.
Yeah.
So they've raised their voices. They got mad. And finally, FIFA was like, okay, we'll release 1,000 tickets for each country per game at $60 American,
Yeah.
which is 88 Canadian. And then so for Canada soccer, they got it. And what generally happens is the supporter group's supposed to get that. So they gave it to the supporters group. The supporters group's like, okay. And then they did a little internal draw. So this has only happened in the last like few weeks or so.
I've committed to going to the England game in New York.
Is that where it is?
England's playing somebody in New York on the end of June. And we were looking at tickets. They were like $600 Canadian.
Holy.
That's cheap.
For this tournament, it is.
That's
For the World Cup, it's not.
Oh, World Cup's supposed to be cheaper?
No. For like the most World Cups are not these prices.
What are they? Cheaper?
Yes.
Oh.
I was talking to somebody back in November, and they were looking at hospitalities and stuff, and they said for one game for a game here in Canada, hospitality would cost them probably what it cost them the entire tournament of Qatar.
Oh, wow.
You know, you said something a little bit ago, though. You said you won the right to get these tickets. To me, I'm thinking that's a big loss. Like, I would rather get kicked in the nuts than have to pay some money to go sit and watch an entire soccer game. Because then at least the pain with the nut shot would be over a lot quicker than sitting there for a few hours watching soccer.
The thing is, Murray, the majority of the world are like me. We would rather be there. And there's a beauty to soccer that I'll say North American fans can't understand the beauty of soccer.
Oh, man.
There's a patience required in it. And when you see it and like understand it and appreciate it, it is actually, there's a reason it's called the beautiful game. Like even
That's
yesterday.
what it's called, the beautiful game?
It's called the beautiful game. There's this. I think it's the second goal for United yesterday. I was reading today, and there was a guy from Manchester United, a reporter. He's like, if you go back through, like the whole goal started 6 minutes prior. The whole build-up started then when United took control, possession, and everything that happened started 6 minutes prior to that goal. That's the patience that is required for soccer. And you watch that, and then when the beautiful goal scored from outside the box, it's beautiful. It's amazing.
Do people say that about golf, Murray?
Well, I'm not going to lie. Golf's not the most exciting sport in the world to watch.
Yeah.
But it's a little more exciting
The
than
flip
soccer.
side, too, is also the atmosphere of a soccer game you'll get almost nowhere else, especially in North America, outside of
'cause
college
most
football.
people are probably sleeping at the game.
No, it's a
Exactly.
better atmosphere.
Oh, better atmosphere. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant sleeping.
No, soccer atmosphere is one of the best atmospheres you will go see. Well, the European atmospheres are kind of up there. College football's up there. Some NFL, like
football's good.
Seattle Seahawks, I've been to one game in Seattle. It is an amazing place to watch a football game because they are legit just that loud.
They are loud.
And I remember when I went in, it was like 2012 or something, they had the stat of like the last 5 seasons, like false starts caused in each stadium.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks is just well and above everyone else. But soccer has just one of those atmospheres that is unrivaled. Like June 1, I'm in the Voyager section here at Commonwealth with a couple people here, and it's standing only. Like you don't come to sit.
Yeah.
You come to stand, make noise, and bring an atmosphere. It's what fandom is
Is
supposed
this
to
a
be.
cult? Is Voyager a cult? Or?
The supporter section of Canada. So each like every club in every country has a supporters group, and they kind of work in tandem with the team or the club or whatever it is. But they're their own thing and their own governance. And like I pay a membership to the Voyagers, and there's a board and all of that. And
I didn't know that.
there's different things that come out of it. But like when you go watch, like if you go watch a game in Germany, you'll see the Voyager section. They've got banners that they're bringing out and having, and they make their statements, and they have a power. Like imagine if the Edmonton Oilers, there's a fandom that built the Oilers supporters group, and they helped get cheaper tickets. But like inside the stadium, they're going to bring an atmosphere. They're going to bring noise. They're going to bring energy that hopefully will be infectious around the rest of Rogers Place.
I can tell you one thing about the World Cup. You can watch all the World Cup games at the Canadian Brewhouse. You can also organize your own country, and we will play the sound, and we will give you your own section. We're doing it with 3 countries right now.
Who? England would be one,
The
'cause
only
they're always
country
there.
that I can say is because the England guys that are organizing the England side are helping organize the other ones. I don't
Cool.
want to say the other, but there is 3. But England is committed to take over the roof of Ice House every single game.
They did it last one.
It's bananas.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's nuts. So you can come literally watch any soccer game with all your countrymen, and you know we've come to a point where we're now working with the groups to bring in food, drinks. You know, some of them want to bring like their own little market store to sell their own goods.
Oh, neat.
Which we're fine with, because like honestly, we don't like, you know, I'm not disagreeing with Murray on the soccer side. It is not the
For
loudest,
you guys.
proudest, craziest for a lot of us, right? But I want to make sure that people, like, instead of sitting in their house, they're like, okay, well, I want to go eat this, or I want to go have that. It's like, but yeah, World Cup is actually going a little bit crazy. And if you book a rezo, you can go online or go on my social media, Patio Kehdy at Instagram, the Instagram one. You can reach out to me, and we actually give you stuff to book a table for the World Cup.
Oh, nice.
We give you some food just to be like, thank you for coming to watch soccer. Usually we don't get soccer fans here, but
Good marketing. I like it.
the England guys are nuts. I think they're gonna have 300 people every game on the roof. We did this. I remember I was sending you pictures. We did this a couple years ago. It was one of the coolest experiences ever. And like I'm a soft spot for the England. I grew up in Beaumont. There's 3 of my buddies are all England. We wake up in the middle of the night to watch the game with his parents. mostly to get banged up underage, you know. But it's just one of those things where, and that's why I'm going to this game and with one of my best buddies, Milburn, and I'm like, we got to go. This is our chance. I'm never gonna be able to tell Candy I'm going to Europe to go watch a soccer game. She's like, you're not going to Europe to watch soccer.
That's
But
that's the reverse of that is, hey, we're going to Europe. By the way, we're going to go see a World Cup game.
she doesn't want to go. She barely wants to go to the States, let alone. But
Europe?
yeah,
I need to get to Europe. Supposed to be going to Scotland next year, which I'm very excited about.
See, and if I was going there, I'd try to get as many sporting events in there as possible. But
Why wouldn't you?
yeah.
It's an atmosphere, Murray. That's the only even if you're not a soccer fan, like the biggest sporting event on the planet is not the Summer Olympics, it's the World Cup. And it's the countries come together and everyone celebrates and everyone cheers for their team. I'll never forget where I was when Canada scored its first ever World Cup goal. It was at an establishment downtown, and I was with Hernan, Eric, and Lucas, myself. And the four of us, we celebrated Canada's first ever World Cup goal, Alphonso Davies' header against Belgium. It was a wonderful moment.
Did they win?
Oh my gosh.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
What about
We saw that goal.
car racing? Do you like car racing?
You know what I like about car racing? The show on Netflix is what I
Drive
like
to
about
Survive?
it. Because you can actually know I don't watch it on like when it's like when it's TV or whatever. I don't do that. But the Drive to Survive, I love hearing what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I do like
can
that
see
show.
that. You know what I like about car racing? Absolutely nothing.
What sports do you like, Murray, besides football and hockey?
listen,
And golf.
when the
He likes
horse-
golf.
He doesn't like watching it, he said.
Well,
he said
I
it's
will.
boring.
I will watch it. But when they had the car race thing that was here, I got invited to a suite with free food and free booze and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, if it wasn't for the free food and the free booze, I don't. There's no way.
I will say I'm fascinated. I would love to go see an F1 race because I
think
feel
it'd
like
be cool.
I feel like I'm actually would walk away and be like, I'm not as like it's not to me. It doesn't feel like it's a great spectator sport. It's a TV sport.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because I can't see the whole track.
Yeah.
So I see this car zoom by.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm watching. Otherwise, I'm watching it on the TV, so I could just do that at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other sports, like I love in-person sports. I love going to golf in person,
Yeah.
which I know you could say, well, you're not getting to see the rest of the golf.
It's still pretty cool though.
But you could also just go to a whole
And stay
poster
there,
up.
for sure. Yeah.
And you just watch all the golfers go through, and it's great.
Yeah.
And then you could do it over 4 days. If you do the whole tournament or something, you could do each thing's different. You could follow a golfer one day. You could just go look at a hole. You could just walk around. There's all sorts of different things that you could do. Whereas F1, like you're kind of stuck in your one spot. I
You
feel
can't
like.
follow around that car around the track.
Yeah.
You can't run that fast. You know, but I say to Gager all the time, I said, if you want to watch cars, just take your lawn chair, sit it beside Anthony Henday with a case of beer, and just watch cars go by. There you go. This is fun. Same thing.
Well, would you watch NASCAR?
No.
Well, you can see the whole track. Can you not?
I would say that probably would be a better spectator one.
See the whole track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably right on that.
But yeah, I go to sporting events for two things: the
Drink.
experience and to get wasted.
Yeah.
Those are my two things.
I knew that was coming.
Those are the two things. Like, don't.
You should have
like,
heard what happened to him at the U.S. Open. Do you know those
It's,
drinks at the U.S. Open for tennis?
So good. I can't wait to go
Like
back.
there's a special drink
Honeydews.
that they have, honeydews.
Yeah.
This guy had like 20 of them. Oh,
Well,
20 cups.
it was a contest at some point. It was a contest, but it's that was cool too. I've never been to a tennis match, like an actual like major tennis.
It's impressive watching
and
tennis.
it was the Canadian, that young guy, and and we didn't want to sit upper bowl, so we bought lower bowl seats, and then we realized like you can literally fart, and the guys on like they could hear you.
Wow.
So then I had a couple honeydews.
With the big
and-
guy over there, please stop farting.
Yeah, with a couple honeydews, and I'm just like start running my mouth, and it was awesome.
man.
I had the greatest time ever. It was awesome. It was a good time. I would highly recommend the U.S. or the U.S. Open tennis. I don't know about the other ones, but I know the U.S. Open is something I'd go to. It's a party.
Wimbledon would be number one for me.
Yeah.
But I don't think it doesn't look
It's
like
not
as much as a
crazy.
party.
Yeah, it's not as crazy.
But it's just classy and all of that.
Yeah.
U.S. Open just seems like fun.
They sell
I don't know.
tickets, Murray.
Yeah.
And so U.S. Open say like here's the parties right here, and then the tennis is all the way around it. They sell tickets just for the party. So there's people just partying
Yeah.
in the bars.
Sounds like curling too.
So it was like I walk in and I'm like, holy smokes, and then I'm like, man, these guys haven't even gone to the we gotta all go. They're like, oh no, bartender's like, these guys are all staying. We're like, what? They're like, oh, everybody's in their seats already. We're like, what? So then we go into the state, like our stadium, the second one, not the main one, but the second one, and stadium's packed. I'm like, holy shit! There's everybody else is just partying. So yeah, it's a gong show, and you're there all day.
Man,
so
I've been to lots of college football games because I lived in the States there for a while. But one time I went on a vacation to Dallas and went to a Cowboys game on the Thanksgiving Day game that year, and we went to a college football game in Cowboy Stadium. It was Baylor, and RG3 was a quarterback when we were there, and Texas Tech. I just bought tickets, like good tickets. Had no idea what was going. We were in the middle of the Texas Tech section. We didn't care who we were cheering for, but talk about going for a party. But it was so fun because they were like teaching us the Texas Tech, like shooting the guns and all this crazy fun stuff.
The Red Raiders, baby.
But I kept the cups. This is back when I used to drink rye. I don't drink rye anymore, but the cups were so tiny. And then I kept the stack of the cups that I had. Like when the game was over, I'm like, how in the hell did I drink this many rye and Diet Cokes when I can barely hang on to the whole thing of stacked cups? That was so many. Like,
great
but it was
experience,
so
though.
fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. The only college game I went to, and at Vanderbilt, they don't serve booze there. We were in there for 15 minutes.
When did you go?
A long time ago. I went
Because it's starting to change. Like I went to a Huskies basketball game in Seattle once, and no booze.
That was changing.
It's starting to change where they're starting, at least in football stadiums, add the lines in so they could sell alcohol.
I went when Brett Favre was the QB of the New York Jets, and we were undefeated going into Tennessee. I met Chris Johnson at 2:30 in the morning. He was
the running back?
Filling up gas. We were buying rolling papers. And Chris Johnson's filling up his Ferrari. I have a picture of it. I'll send it to you when I get home. It was crazy. It was like 2:30 in the morning, Saturday night, games on the next day, and Chris Johnson is filling up gas with his buddy at the gas station we're at.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada Stores, experts more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition. We've got Murray McCourt, VIP Golf Show, the Ranch Golf and Country Club, Pat Kehdy from the Canadian Brewhouse, Ice House, and a bunch of other things. I guess Plant Life, Tesoro, Ribeye, Banquet. I think that's everything. Matt Iwanyk with here on EST, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. The official drink of the EST Hangout. It is Dylan Small Batch Distillery. I need to click the right thing so I can send that over on the screen. Refreshing cocktails made by the #1 canned cocktail brand. Made the right way, crafted in Canada. Find them at your local liquor store. I did have a question that came into the nasty chat for you, Patty. With do you know for Olympics anything about liquor license being early? Because there's some of those games. Have you heard anything?
I'm going to say
this. Is a couple 840, or is this something you can't talk about yet? Or
I'm going to say this in no confirmation from anyone, but my history of working at the Brewhouse. It is easier for the province of Alberta to allow drinking early in the morning than it is not, because they will get a bad rap. So I think because
there's 2 games at 8:40 in the round robin, and then one something.
And if they make it, I think to the bronze is early in the morning, or the gold is early
gold
in the morning.
because it's closing ceremonies, so it's like 6 something in the morning, which isn't like Sochi. I don't know. In 2014 was like 4 in the morning or something. So this one's 6 something in the morning.
So I'm not going to say I read an email that came through a couple weeks ago, and to the guy that I talked to that works for AGLC, but there's a pretty decent chance that they're going to allow early consumption. Yeah. The thing is they did it. Was it Sochi was the last one?
With the NHLers,
yeah. So they did it for that one, and I was a GM, and there was -30, and we had to empty the bar.
Because you had to close at 3 or 2 or whatever, so you can reopen for 3 or whatever it worked.
Oh my god!
So we closed the bar, and we're resetting the room, and then I go outside to see if like anyone's out there, and there is a street hockey tournament in the Ellerslie parking lot and a lineup of probably 300 people. And it was -30. I let everybody in, and I'm talking I let everybody in, and then we got the largest capacity ticket ever in the history of Brewhouse.
No way.
And then we fought it and won because they gave us the wrong capacity. But there was, like, the fire marshal gave us the wrong capacity, so we fought it and won.
So like he marked down.
It was like,
wrong.
you know, when you get arrested and they do something wrong that they arrested you wrong,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, you arrested me wrong." Oh,
Yeah,
everything's
off the hook.
everything.
Yeah.
off the hook. So it's so if it's going to be anything like that, they're going to allow
How many brew houses would have you only had at that time? 14? There wouldn't have been.
small. Well,
It would have been just the. Would you have only had the 3 at the time in Edmonton?
This is my 14th year. What's the date? The 26th.
Yeah.
Today, I got hired 14 years ago today.
No way.
At the brew house.
Wow, happy anniversary.
Yeah. So what was that then? 14 years ago, 12. So there was 8, 10. Yeah, there's maybe 15 brew houses.
How many is there now?
50.
50.
Because in Edmonton.
A little bit. I'm throwing it, but it's I think 52.
But when I was
lost
at
count.
Over 100
1260,
locations.
when we first started, because we were always AFC NFC Championship games there.
Yeah.
Dusty and Eric were always there and stuff. And it was, for a while, in Edmonton, I'm not taking the Sherwood Park in this. There was North Side, there was South Side. Where was the other one? Was it just the 2?
That's it. Spurs.
Yeah, but in Edmonton, it was
in
then just the
Edmonton, yes.
2.
It was Northside and Ellerslie. Yeah, no Manning, no Windermere, no Lewis.
And then it started popping up, and then there's 2 in St. Albert now. There's Ledoux.
St. Albert.
It's just, and the brand has exploded in an amazing way. It's an amazing business story that I hope one day someone fully tells.
I was actually in one on Saturday night after the after party of the Bison reunion was at a brewery. A bunch of us went to a brew house. Huh.
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
It's one of those things where the owner is an absolute beauty, Roger Newton, but he also doesn't do anything small. You know, like the butcher thing. He traveled. San Fran, I guess, is like a butcher city, and Montreal and Toronto butcher cities. He like traveled and did his research on them before he's like, okay, we're opening up a butcher shop. You know, and then the cannabis side, he saw something going on with the cannabis side when it first started. He's like, I'm in. And then he's like, I want to open up a supermarket. And then he's like, all right, Tesoro. So yeah, the brew house side and listen, you see these big, bad, sexy buildings that we have. We're not always full, right? Like we're always trying to generate more business and get people in.
Sure, yeah.
But he's now pivoting almost to a smaller version of a brew house for the smaller areas of the cities and towns. And we're opening up our first one in Calgary here in a few weeks.
Still going to be called a brew house?
Yeah,
or is it a
same brew
different
house
brand?
and everything,
Okay.
but just a smaller one with a larger. It's going to be kind of like a corner part of a building with then a large patio.
Okay.
So, you know, so it's then in the wintertime, for the majority of the months, you're not looking at these rooms and being like, holy smokes, how am I going to fill these rooms, right? Because it is hard out there. Like if everybody thinks, oh, we have the brew house and everything, they're always full and everything's like, our division is the first ever, I think, sales division in a bar. Like our goal is like, we're oilfield sales guys, myself and Robbie and our boss Nick is like, we're sales guys for a bar. Don't get me wrong, it's my absolute dream job and I love it every single day, and I love the hustle, and I love the grind, and I love getting, and I love locking stuff in and doing community stuff and fundraising. But it's hard to fill 50 rooms that have 300 people in it, right? So he's adjusting, but we're growing like mad too. So it's nuts. 14 years ago, if you could tell me that we're gonna have 100 locations combined over 5 brands, I could be like, I'm probably going to be the GM of Ellerslie for the rest of my life. That's kind of what my mentality was. And then now you look at it and you're like, I'm a drug dealer. I'm a meat dealer. I can get you donuts.
What's your role?
I can get anything. I'm the
What's your
regional sales director
regional sales director.
I'm Northern Alberta and BC.
Okay.
Robbie Garraway, Southern Alberta, and a little bit of BC. And then we just hired somebody for Ontario and Winnipeg, which I was so happy about, just because we want to do what we're doing here in Ontario, and it's hard if Robbie and I are here and we don't have there's no Pat Kehdy over there's no Robbie Garraway over there, right? So it's nice to hire somebody out there, but Ontario is where we're taking
That's
over,
where you're
right?
going next.
So
You know, I attribute so much of your success is all the golf tournaments you guys used to do at the ranch.
yeah, so didn't you ban us from there though?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
I chased you guys for years after you stopped doing them because you guys decided not to do them anymore because they were too fun,
Yes.
too wild and crazy. And I chased you guys for years saying like, hey, let's do golf tournaments again. What's going on? And
Yeah.
yeah,
Might have been the helicopter I took to hole. But we did.
That's fascinating to me.
We did
I want
adjust
that.
them. Because then I started doing the charity ones, and we did a couple at Red Deer. I submit a golf tournament request every year. I submit it, and sometimes it gets passed, and sometimes it doesn't. In the last few years, they've respectfully declined my comment on we should organize a golf tournament, mainly because they actually get out of hand.
No.
And I actually thought I thought that we got booted out of the ranch because, like, I bet you Murray had to buy an average of 2.5 carts after every one of our golf tournaments.
No,
Okay, the
you
thing is,
guys
that's
bought
what-
me
sorry,
2.5 new
Yeah,
cars.
Murray's
That's the way
not
that
buying
works.
them. He's Murray's
It's
invoicing you
on
guys
your
very much
bill,
for
yeah.
those carts.
Yeah.
Oh, and Murray's using those as opportunities. Oh, I get a couple new carts.
Yeah.
These two are.
Yeah, I know one guy that wrecked a cart at the golf tournament at the ranch. His name is Mick Andrew. I'm gonna throw him under the bus. Yeah, he's like, they're calling me. I'm like, you crashed it. You gotta pay. You have to pay. But yeah, it's. I'd love to do a golf tournament. It's a lot of work. You know, people get banged up. Then you got the liability. But yeah, I wish we could throw another golf tournament. It will sell out in 24 hours.
I'd be happy to help.
You do a great job.
I'd help you with
on
you.
your own. I know what you do. So, you already have a date for yours?
Yeah, so actually, because it's also that's funny, kind of ties in because you guys also do. I think you guys used to do a curling tournament too.
We only did one, and then Yukon and Sads got into.
Well, I heard the
fun
story
people.
about Sads and Karen and stuff, and there's people just on the ice, and there's a
Yeah.
big brawl.
Well, somebody I think swung at Sads or something, and
There's a fight.
Yukon got into it, and this was before my time, but I tried to do a curling tournament at Shamrock. Shout out Gavin, this is my high school buddy, and he approved us to do one, and then our guys are like, we don't do curling tournaments. I'm like, why? Well, Yukon Sads, and they had to stand up for somebody, and somebody tried to sucker Sads, and I'm like, or something like that. The whole story changes all the time, but somebody tried to fight our people,
Yeah.
and then Yukon, I think, had to get involved. And
You don't want you couldn't. But we have the EST Fun Spiel presented by Hammer Injury Law this Saturday at the Shamrock.
oh, nice.
So our Fun Spiel is taking place. Thank
No
you.
brawl going to happen there?
No brawls. Better not be any brawls.
Sold out.
Sold out. So it's going to be a fun time. I just got to grab some things, get ready to go. So we'll have that. That's our first major of the year. Golf tournament date I haven't announced it yet. I don't
Okay,
think
don't announce it.
I think I'll announce it later. It's people can guess kind of around where it is, but
You're gonna have to tell me after this. Like,
I will tell you. I'll tell you.
Book my guys.
We booked
in there,
it through Murray and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited.
But yeah, it's golf tournament is obviously it's coming back. It's fine. Golf tournaments are always fun. I love playing in golf tournaments too. They're just enjoyable.
Yes, absolutely. Is there a rivalry between like bartenders at the different bars?
Like, wait, our bars or us versus other
us
bars?
versus you guys versus other bars.
I think we all to a point. I think the whole point of us is, or that rivalry isn't like anything serious. It's more of which bartender can get that bartender banged up at their other location, right? Like everyone wants to know each other, because then when I'm going to, it's kind of like the golf world. You go golf at Redtail, JD's probably gonna not charge you. If JD goes to yours, you're probably not gonna charge JD. I'm not saying that we don't charge people, but it's almost like you want to have that other tavern that you can go to that's not yours, where everybody knows your name. But yeah, there's always some sort of competition, right? Like everyone's like, oh, you hate the Pint and you hate Hudson's and you this. I'm like, I actually love all those guys, because if I can't host a party, I'll try to message Austin or the boys at the Pint, and sometimes I need a larger group that's like, hey, I don't want to do something here. I'm like, well, my buddy, I can get you in touch at Greta, or I can go to Hudson's, right? Like, as much as people don't want to talk about, I'm not that way. I actually would like to, I like when we get to work with other bars.
Collaboration.
Right? It's way better that way.
It's the same industry. You want to look after each other. You still are going to try to look after yourself
sure.
first and make sure you're
for
busy.
sure.
It's the same with like breweries. I remember we were at Alley Cat early days of launching 6 o'clock the lager, and we were talking with Cam from Alley Cat, and we're like, how friendly is it between all the brewers? And no, they're friendly. And he just pointed to the bar. He's like, yeah, that guy has a bar just down the street. Just came into the Alley Cat, they'll have a couple of drinks. Because that's where he wanted to go for a couple of drinks and stuff. So it's just like, it's...
Yeah.
The reason I was asking, though, we still do bar tournaments, and it was a number of years ago now, 5 or 6 years ago, but there was a group of bartenders from the bar that was hosting a tournament on the first tee in the shotgun, and then there was a group of brewhouse bartenders that were going to the 10th tee, and there ended up being a little scuffle. And that's what I was told, was that it was the rivalry between the bartenders.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's odd, but yeah. That was what I was told. It could have been, people were probably banged up a little bit, and people get a little mouthy sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah.
I actually try to suck up to other bar managers and bar, people, because you never know when I need like a reso, or you need to in somewhere,
or you might want to hire them sometimes,
or they might jump ship, right?
Yeah.
So it's
you're growing and opening up new bars. You might need a good quality bartender or bar manager or whatever. Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It's a fun little world we live in the bar world. That's for sure.
So got a couple pieces of news need to get to. Oilers right away here. But first, Austin Mack and the Als apparently have agreed to mutual release. Tim White and the Ticats agreed to mutually part ways.
Wow.
This Sunday is the opening of the negotiation window in the CFL. So next Monday, when you're on the Hangout, Lucas will be in as well. We'll have a heavy focus on CFL free agency, because that will a lot of signings may have happened between Sunday and Monday.
Awesome.
So we've got that coming up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
See, that's with me, is like when you're like, I'd rather get kicked in the nuts to watch soccer. My CFL thing is like when they made these rule changes suggestions.
Not happy?
And everyone's like, some people were like, I can't believe you're changing the game or whatever. I'm like, how do you change a game to make it that people like me want to watch it?
Do these rule changes make you want to watch it?
No.
Okay,
I
exactly.
might watch
That's
it more.
the problem.
I might watch it more than I did
Why
last year.
don't you? If you like football, why don't you?
I don't like the quick in and out. I don't like that. I don't like how you can still win the game by getting one. Like you can get one
Can't
point
anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
not fully. There
Not
still
fully,
is
yeah,
a little bit of the
yeah.
rouge.
And then like
but you can't line up fully for it.
the last 2 minutes of an NFL game
Are the worst sometimes.
they're the worst, but they're more amazing than they aren't. And I feel like the last 3 minutes of a CFL game, like how can you run a play with zeros on the clock?
It's because then it leaves that one extra play, which makes things magnificent.
There's
not
so
gonna-
much
I think,
excitement
like,
in the
it's-
CFL in the last 3 minutes.
So, like in the NFL, you just look at how Seattle ended that game yesterday to a degree. Now the Rams got the ball back, but it's okay. We got to use the Rams timeouts. We got to run this football to just kill clock.
Yeah.
As opposed to in the NFL or CFL, it's like, well, we can't. Like we'd like to kill timeouts. We'll try to, but we still got to move this ball because we can't just if it's under 2 minutes and they have no timeouts, can't just take knees and end it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and argue with probably two diehard CFL guys because I'm not going to win. But
The game is exciting in the final 3 minutes.
is.
I feel like I'd rather watch soccer
Oh my.
than CFL.
That's because somebody might not be back on the Hangout at least in the summer.
Here's a question for you, Maddie. Ignore this. Plug your ears because we don't care about your opinion. Trey's. What do you know the day that his
Just
bonus
Feb's all I heard.
Yeah, because
It could be Feb 12. It could be Feb 18.
there is rumors out there that he's going to stay and renegotiate his contract before that bonus kicks in and just sign for backup money.
Truthfully,
are you hearing that? Or
I haven't heard anything. I think he'd be smart to do that.
I agree.
Trey Ford.
What,
They
you probably never heard
quiet.
Of him.
No, I do. I met him at
Just
Taste of Edmonton 1 year. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was hurt though.
I think, because Cody signed a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
To me, that says Cody, is he just going to sign 1 year for many years? Or is he kind of he's already contemplated this offseason retirement or contemplated before? Is he going to go, I'm going to go 1 more year? Then, so there's an opening job here potentially in a year.
And it's not like Cody's young, so he's probably going to get nicked up. And
If he does, there's a
he'll
spot.
get out.
There are some other spots that I think are very intriguing for Trey potentially to go learn. But it is fascinating. He hasn't been released yet. It is fascinating that with the bonus coming in Feb, that Ed hasn't gone yet and went all the best. It hasn't worked out here in the end. Go find your team or something.
That probably bodes to that they're talking.
Well, that he's still thinking, is there a path here to get this done? That if there was nothing, I would be shocked that Ed would maybe have not just been like, we good.
Yeah.
But my guess is maybe this week we'll hear something.
Yeah, I think
maybe this
so
week
too.
we'll hear the release or whatever, because then Ed knows what money he has. I do know from Ed's past, he does like to wait. Or actually, I shouldn't say Ed on this one. This is all
Everybody.
GMs. They like to wait till as close to the bonus as possible to release someone.
As you see, lots can happen, and
Yes.
more things change than you just never know.
I'll say this is the NFL is the third most exciting American football league there is.
Sorry, I just fell asleep there while you guys were talking CFL. What were you guys talking about?
The NFL is the third most exciting pro football league, or American football.
I can't
league.
wait to hear the first two.
CFL and NCAA, baby.
Yeah.
They're better
NCAA
games.
would actually be
They're
good.
better.
Yeah, I
They're
like
more
it. I like
entertaining. They're
NCAA.
more exciting.
Listen,
I'll tell you that right now.
the CFL. I'm not saying that I hate on the CFL.
Sounds like you do. You are.
Growing up, we went to every single Eskimo game, like with the boys. You know, we do the buses, Bo Diddley days.
And why don't you now? I mean, I think it's crazy on both sides, you guys and the Elks, that you're not doing that.
Well, the Elks the Elks are terrible except for last year. And last year I kind of started caring a little bit more about the Elks again. And I'm a big fan of Ed Hervey, so I was really happy. It kind of annoyed me when he left to go to BC.
He got fired, and then he
did
went to
get
BC.
fired,
Sure, it annoyed me that he got fired. Because why would you fire somebody that is a diehard Elk?
It annoyed
Eskimo.
a lot of people when that
So
one happens.
him coming back makes it better.
Yeah.
I also don't like how the QBs rotate, and the QB, like Trevor Harris, is that a QB? Didn't he go to the Grey Cup?
Just won the Grey Cup with his Riders.
Yeah, he used to be on the Elks.
Yeah.
Why did he leave?
Okay, well, Sam Darnold's going to the Super Bowl, and, it's
the
his
one
fourth.
the one before him, same thing. Did he not go to the Grey Cup?
Well, the CFL movement over the last number of years has been bad. They're starting to sign guys to longer term contracts again. The league's a little more financially stable, and I agree with you on that, because you need the face of the team to stay the face of the team and not leave every other year. Like, so they're not. They've signed almost every single player on every single team was signed to 1 year contracts for years, and that's no way to build. The culture of the organization within your community. It makes no sense.
Darnold's on his fifth quarterback, his fifth NFL team.
Who's the
Literally, like one of the starting quarterbacks is on his fifth team.
and not because he wanted to, because nobody believed in him except him. Sam Darnold believed in Sam Darnold.
Well, you could say that about some of these other teams, these other guys, that no one was believing in them, that
Who's
they believed they
the-
could do better.
Who's the Bo Levi Mitchell? Is that a QB? The Stampeders QB?
Yeah, he's on his second team ever.
That went
He's
to
Hamilton.
Ticats, right?
Yeah.
Fun fact about that guy. You know what he did in his downtime? DJ'd at banquet.
No
in
way.
Calgary.
Wow, that's fun.
Ended up being it's like one of your buddies is how he felt with some of the stores there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's the QB of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I'm like watching this and I'm like, that guy used to DJ at the banquet on his time off. He almost won a Grey Cup, didn't he? Or
Bo?
Yeah.
Bo's one of the best quarterbacks ever
No,
played in
in
the game.
Hamilton, I mean.
Did
they almost go, or no?
He hasn't gone. They haven't gone to the Grey Cup or anything.
But like, why wouldn't the Elks get him?
Well, because he left.
No, but
because
when he was available, when everyone thought he was done.
You just said that you didn't want Mac Jones because he's a Pat. Why would the Elks want to Stampeder?
Well, it
I
depends on
just-
the
it's
year,
different
because that was a little while ago.
I
Was
can tell you-
Riley still here when? Bo was
No.
in? No, I was after.
No,
Riley.
it would have been when Bo left. This was Bo's, I want to say, third year in Hamilton. So it would have been at the time, I guess it would have been Taylor Cornelius would have been here.
Oh, okay, then why didn't we get him? That's a good question. Then,
Because Chris Jones hired Taylor Cornelius to an extension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all of
and
that.
I think I also have said this before. I think I was annoyed with the whole Chris Jones thing too.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Very
like
fair.
when he first came on, I'm like, okay, this is going to be awesome. And then I watched him destroy the team from within.
It was well destroyed before that.
Was
Some
it?
of the other people that they hired, a couple of GMs that they had before and whatnot,
not good.
was not good.
There's a lot of love for the CFL
So-
ending and saying you're not watching it, so you need to
Yeah.
watch those final
I
3
still
minutes.
follow it. I'm,
you go
but
to
The final 3 minutes.
I can tell you right now. If I could tell you how many people were at the Grey Cup watching this year because the Riders were in it,
Yeah.
but
you
last
were
year
happy.
wasn't the greatest, and the year
No.
before. Like again, back to my comment of we cheer like as for me, I cheer for Canadian teams, game 7s and overtimes, right? And that's what I cheer for anything baseball
For
hockey.
business.
Like I hate the Jays. I hate,
Yankee fan.
I hate the Jays. I hate the Jays so much that I might buy a Bo Bichette New York Mets jersey just to wear it around town, just to piss off every Jays fan that I'm friends with. All right,
Oh.
that Mitch Marner move that he made the other day might have been the greatest move in. Oh my! That might have been almost as good as Bo Bichette or as Vladdy wearing a Leafs jersey and pretty much jinxing the Jays never to win a championship when he walked in with that. So I hate the Jays. However, I love the Jays when they go to the World Series because they will fill our bars, right?
Yeah.
They'll fill all the bars in Canada. But yeah, it's just one of those things where, you know, when Saskatchewan made the Grey Cup, I was cheering so loud. Everyone's like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "I'm just happy Saskatchewan made
business.
it." They have a larger fan base than the Elks in Edmonton. So
Yeah, implanted Saskatchewan.
We'll get the
yeah.
Elks back. Don't worry, and then we'll pack that place up more with.
And
with
then
the
you
Elks.
got to get it back in bed with them because it's good for your bars. They get people to go to your place, have a bite to eat and a couple of beers before they get on the bus. Then the bus drops them back off. And what do? They go in and get banged up some more.
I'll tell you one thing. I have a meeting this week with a guy from the Elks, and he wants to bring the buses back to us.
Hey, who are you meeting with? I'm really curious.
The reasons why we don't like doing that is the buses cost a lot of money, and we usually pay for the buses ourselves. And when we're sending 10 people
It's not. You have
To the
to. You have
bus.
to have a sold out bus to do that.
to a point, like you need at least 30 people, right?
But at the same time, you don't want to do it and break even.
You don't want to do it to break even.
You want to be doing it and taking the little. That's just business right there. Portions of this hour of the
Luke.
Hangout, they are brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out.
Gianni.
The highproductmarketing.com.
So, reason I'm asking that is I had a meeting with the Elks earlier this year, and I got a pretty good marketing background and whatnot. And so, part of my meeting was they were asking me for advice on what I think they should do to, get more people coming to games and get, bigger in the community and things like that. And that was one of the suggestions that I gave them was to get the heck back on board with you guys and BPs and a couple other bigger pubs and get those buses going back again. And
You're not wrong.
I think it's a win-win for everybody. And so I just love it.
But you have to convince people to want to do that too.
Yeah.
To pay that ticket to go
Man,
do
I used
it.
to take I live in Beaumont, so I used to take the Bo Diddley bus.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Bo Diddley's one of probably the best dive bars in Mill Woods. We used to take the bus from there all the time.
Yeah.
And not just to go watch the game and have a few drinks, but like it's just just
Easy-
the
easy
drive
thing to
down
do.
there. Yeah,
It's a party.
The bus, it's a great time.
It's a
That's
party.
what they
You
need to-
can't-
they
you
need
can't
to-
park down there anyway. So
Yeah.
They need to somehow emphasize the party of it. You're not selling the football. You're selling a party.
Well, I like the
Come
end
party.
zone, the standing one,
Yeah.
like the drink rail almost in the end zone there, the Twisted Tea area or whatever. I like
A Nova
that.
now, I think.
Is it?
Has it? Yeah. Want to get to Oilers news for tonight's game as they are taking on the Anaheim Ducks down at Rogers Place. GCLT's Oilers pre- and post-game shows will get you set for that one later today as well. Prime game. So you have to have Amazon
it's
Prime to
early
watch
tonight,
this one. What time's the game tonight?
6:30.
Is it 6:30?
Goodness.
That's weird.
That is. But
Why is tonight at 6:30? I guess it's a national broadcast to try to appeal on that one. So if that's at 6:30, it means that the GCLT's Oilers pre and post game is 5:30 here in EST. The Oilers did make a couple of roster moves
They did.
prior to this to the
morning they
hangout
did?
today. They did. They recalled Josh Szymanski from Bakersfield, loan Isaac Howard to Bakersfield. Szymanski will get his NHL debut tonight. Kasperi Kapanen will make his return. Mangiapane will come out of the lineup, and Tristan Jarry gets the start in net for your Edmonton Oilers. Them and the
Thank God
Ducks.
it's not Skinner.
Boy, I think the Oilers would like Skinner in the net right now for as good as he's playing compared to what they're getting in the last few games anyways.
Well, the only reason Skinner's playing good is because he's not playing for the Oilers.
Well,
Like it's just the pressure here.
yeah,
Like,
it was a
what
well-needed
is.
change for
Yeah.
him for sure.
It's like the Dubnik, It's like when Dubnik left.
He needed coaching because he was traded to Nashville. They dumped him to Montreal that season. He then signed in Arizona, and then Sean Burke worked with him, and he became a better goalie. He was nothing in those two stops. Skinner is more. He just needed to be away from this market.
Yeah.
He was on fire. Skinner was on fire
playing
when
really good.
Edmonton the last 3 weeks he was here before the trade happened. He was playing great.
Yeah.
If the Ducks win tonight, also they will jump ahead of the Oilers for second in the Pacific Division.
The Ducks have won 7 in a row right now.
Is it because they moved Wild Wing back to the? Did you hear about that? Because they were on a skid.
They dropped well outside of the playoff spot at one point.
So they went on like a 6 or 7 game losing streak,
Nice.
and
You just do the
only
motions
reason-
already. You could have done nothing, but you're a 6-7 game. Like, come on.
it's because I wasn't gonna do it, and then I thought of my kid. I'm like, I'm doing it because he's
Well, just do this. Finish it off, dude.
And then, but I heard that it was because they moved. They're doing renos at the pond or whatever
Honda
that it's
Center.
called there, the Honda Center, and they moved the Wild Wing statue to do the reno.
Oh.
So like people were like going crazy, like move him back to where he was, move back to us, because I think they went on like a 4 or 5 game losing streak, and yeah, it's.
I love when those type of things pop up because a couple years ago with the New York Mets, they had Grimace from McDonald's like show up to throw a first pitch or something, and then they went on this massive win streak, and everyone's like, Grimace is the hero, and like Grimace was saving them and all of that.
Yeah.
But you look at what's going on in their division right now because Utah's won 5 in a row, Anaheim's won 7 in a row. The Oilers haven't won 3 in a row all year. Like, holy smokes.
And they're
Utah's
still where they
5.
are, which is tells you something too.
Well, it tells you a couple things. One, it tells you that they've still been relatively good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
consider
also the division isn't great.
Yeah.
But then the flip side that I've been saying with that is that means if the division's not great, let's say Oilers Ducks first round, it's winnable for the Oilers.
Oh my God, I'm
winnable
gonna
for
be
the
broke.
Ducks too.
And then Oilers Golden Knights, winnable. Also, the Oilers are in the conference final, just like that, in a kind of soft year for them right now.
Yeah.
Like the path to get to a conference finals, like if you're Minnesota or Dallas, you got to go against each other. Then you likely have to go against Colorado. Then you're in the conference finals.
Yeah. It's a lot tougher. I still wish they'd go back to 1-8
Oh, I love
for
that.
that reason. Then you
Everybody
get your
would
best
love
2
that.
teams in the conference final for sure.
Yeah.
You could keep these divisions the same. You don't have to change that. Just if you win the division, you're 1 seed, 2 seed.
Yeah.
And then everyone else. And if you want, you could bracket that even if you didn't want to reseed afterwards.
Yeah.
You could have the Avs take on the Sharks, and then the Golden Knights get Utah, and then Minnesota gets Anaheim, and Dallas gets Edmonton, and then you seed them on a bracket, and okay, whoever wins is going to go there. You don't have to go full reseeding if you don't want, and you're just going to get better matchups.
Yeah. Well, Dallas Oilers the first round. Woof, that would be a battle.
And you don't have to have like a potential like Dallas or Minnesota. Both are worthy of representing the West in the Stanley Cup final, and they have to play in the first round. So one of them's knocked out.
Yeah, that's not good. But, here's my little thing with the Oilers right now is like whether the coach just doesn't trust very many players on the team. Like if you look at the ice time, like the last game's a great example. I mean, sure, Bush had a game. He plays 30 minutes. Draisaitl was like 28. McDavid's like 29. And then you've got like 6 forwards played like right around 10 minutes or and less. Like they're just when these games are so compressed and game every other night, and you're running guys 26, 27, 28, 30 minutes a night, oof, you're going to get them hurt. You're going to get them tired. And like you got 12 forwards, and yes, the depth of the Oilers is not very good, but you still got to put these guys on the ice and coach them in a way that they're not going to kill you to let those guys, they're not going to be fresh if they keep doing that.
Bush, it scared me after the game though when McDavid said that Bush is one of the best players in general in the league.
I heard that, yeah.
And I'm like, did Connor McDavid just give this guy the blood? Like, I don't know. Bush, I think, makes more dumber mistakes than does good, I think. Because his mistakes are very well known.
Sure.
Like, he makes a mistake, it's either a breakaway, it's a scoring opportunity, or it's a
in
goal.
the back of the net, yeah.
Right? So I think that's what kind of, and I'm not beaking Bush. I think he does get the short end of the stick from the fans.
Sure.
But I think this guy has a lot of pressure on him too. But I also think that he's one of 3 guys to score a hat trick and get 6 points. Is that what it was?
To a very small
defenseman
company.
ever.
That's like there's only 2 other people that did that. It's not like he scored 50 goals like everybody else, or this or that. It's like there's literally 2 other people. One of them was Bobby Orr. Is that what it was?
Let me see.
Bobby Orr and Paul Coffey.
Is it Coffee?
Another guy that had a big
Nuts.
night, I remember watching it, was on a Saturday night Hockey Night in Canada years ago. Tom Bladen with the Pittsburgh Penguins had a night one year. I don't remember exactly what his numbers were, but it was a big night. But I mean, yeah, you're right. Bush is absolutely one of the elite offensive defensemen in the game today.
Yeah.
And, in a long time. He's also, on that same level on the opposite side defensively. He makes a lot of mistakes and you have to take the good with the bad with him, and you want him on your team.
Yeah.
I mean, what he can bring offensively is special.
He's the fourth player or defenseman in NHL history to notch 3 goals, 3 assists in a game. It's Bobby Orr, Tom Blayden, and Doug Crossman.
Doug Crossman. Oh, wow.
That's it.
What's the Bobby Orr stat then? The Hattie?
Well, that was Bobby Orr's part of that.
Oh, Bobby Orr's part of that.
So
He was
not
Bobby
Paul
Orr, Tom
Coffey.
Blayden, and Doug Crossman, and then Bouchard's fourth for 3 goals, 3 assists in a single game.
So Paul Coffey never did that.
That was the Oiler. I think the Oiler D to score a Hattie was
For
that.
the hat tricks for Oilers D.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just honestly. That's. I think Bouchard got snubbed on Team Canada to a point, but there's also a lot of crazy awesome Canadian D-men out there that it's maybe not snubbed, but maybe just got unlucky. I don't know. I thought he played really well. I also think Hyman should have been on that team, mostly for the Chris Kunitz. I think a couple of those guys should have been. Why are you shaking your head?
That's
Because
home bias.
I understand everything you're saying. To me, there's from Edmonton, there's a bias of
Home bias,
Oilers
for sure
bias
there
in
is.
that. But I think Canada, why are we changing too much of 4 nations? We won the 4 nations. We're good enough.
Fair.
We're good enough to go win this. And then, I'm not worried about Zach Hyman being there in the Oilers, Canada not being able to find goals. If we can't find goals, it's actually an indictment of why can't we find goals with top players? Because even if you go to the Chris Kunitz, it didn't work. Chris Kunitz ultimately got pulled off the line of Crosby because he wasn't producing with Crosby out there. He finally scored a goal in the gold medal game, but I think he wasn't even with Crosby by the time that happened. So the Kunitz argument to me is okay, but it didn't work in terms of finding somebody that could work with Crosby right away. The one Bouchard stat from Baptized Big Uke, him and Orr were the only guys with a hat trick and 8 shots in a game from a defenseman.
Yeah.
So the thing with Bouch, though, is as good as he is offensively, there's a guy in Colorado, Mr. Cale Makar, who's better.
Yeah.
And in that role, if you were going to take Evan Bouchard on this team, I would have thought he would not play. He would be he would be the 8th defenseman. He'd sit in the stands, and if Cale Makar gets hurt, okay, now Cale Makar can't play. Evan Bouchard goes into his role, and he's a number 1 power play guy and whatnot. But you're not, when you have Cale Makar on the team, you're not putting Evan Bouchard on the 3rd D pairing because of exactly what we're talking about, is defensive issues. So,
But I don't mind that.
You don't mind?
If he was the 8th defenseman. I want
And
that.
yeah,
I want
I
that.
would
And
be okay with
I'm not expecting an injury to Cale Makar. I hope he doesn't get injured.
No, for sure not.
I think right after Cale Makar, the next player in hockey I'd want quarterback in my power play is Evan Bouchard. It's not close.
I agree.
And so if I have that option, I don't want to be Cale Makar got hurt. Man, if only we had Evan Bouchard. When you have the ability to have him as that 8th defenseman.
Yeah.
Or because it's double IHF, you could be playing, you play 7 defensemen. You don't have to, PK Subban barely skated when he went in 2014. You could have Evan Bouchard just be there. That even if Cale Makar and that first unit was to come off, second unit, baby, Evan Bouchard jump over those boards, take over the second unit power play.
Or turn it over and Germany scores.
Well, and then Hyman, I listen to a lot of hockey podcasts and whatnot, and I listen to a lot of EST and Edmonton stuff. There's nobody outside of Edmonton
saying that,
talking that Zach Hyman should be considered for the team. And should he? Maybe he's just not getting the attention from the other markets. But man, he's hot right now. But if you take a longer historical profile of some of these players, when he was hurt, he was not even considered at all. And sure, he's hot right now. But man,
back-to-back years, he picked it up after, kind of when the announcement came.
Yeah.
He was a little bit better this year because the announcement came a little later. But last year for the 4 nations, him and Bouchard played much better once the announcement came through and stuff.
What about Bedsy? Why isn't Bedsy on the team?
Bedsy?
Yeah, why isn't Bedard on the team?
Oh, Bedsy. Jeez.
yeah, I'm a ridiculously diehard
he got hurt.
Blackhawk fan.
Because he got hurt.
So he got hurt, and now they haven't pick the guy. And so obviously Bedard is right at the top of a lot of people's list to get it. But I'm just being honest as a dire Blackhawk fan. Since he's been back, he hasn't been the same player. He's not playing as well as he was before. So now I wouldn't take him now because he hasn't, and he's not healthy because he's a center. He hasn't taken one single faceoff since he's been back. He plays center after the draw. Oh. They're protecting his shoulder because he's hurt.
Yeah.
And so he's not healthy. So it's not going to be Bedard. It's going to be Sam Bennett, I think.
Are they announcing another guy?
They will.
No.
They have to.
They,
well, if Braden Point,
they have somebody has to be on. They'll have a point that they'll have to make an announcement.
It's certainly looking like Braden Point's not going to be able to.
Smitty the Welder. So if Bouchard is 8th defenseman and someone other than McCarr in the back end gets hurt, what then? Well, the 7th defenseman takes up more role. And again, you could just like I don't know, like if you go historically of the Olympics, that 7th defenseman barely plays. That 7th defenseman, as you dress him, barely plays. So now you're rolling. So McCarr, if somebody else goes down, that defenseman that is the 7th gets more minutes, and Bouchard becomes the 7th defenseman that sits on the bench and barely plays. Nothing changes. So now you have one defenseman that's ready for the other 5 defensemen if somebody gets hurt, and you have Evan Bouchard ready if Cale McCarr gets hurt. It's actually balancing for both of those. Yeah. So that's why. Now, if you have 2 injuries, well, that's now a real big problem just in general for Canada. You're getting all these injuries, and I don't care who the 8th defenseman is at that point. We've just lost 2 defenders at that point. But yeah, if somebody not named Cale McCarr gets hurt, that 7th defenseman goes into the top 6. The math is kind of right there.
Who do you think, besides the U.S., could go after Canada in
Nobody.
the Olympics?
Nobody. Yeah. And I do think 4 nations was the thing. Like, there's a curse of the 4 nations that Canada we won, so we can't make too many changes. Because if we lose and we made too many changes, everyone's going to be like, why did we change that?
Why did you change it all?
If we had lost, we could have done whatever we want. But I don't think there's anyone outside of the U.S. that will. Like, Sweden doesn't scare me.
Sweden's banged up. They got so many guys. They're probably going to have to replace 4 or 5 guys on their original roster that are all hurt and not going to be able to play.
And I just find with Sweden in these moments, like when the pressure turns on, Canada always finds a way to beat Sweden.
I'm actually I'm a huge Binnington fan, and not for in the NHL side. I'm more of a Binnington fan of what he did for the 4 nations. Like we wouldn't have won.
He was great.
We wouldn't have won, I don't think, without him. And I like how he gets super pissed off or annoyed when he's not happy about something. I don't think we have a goaltender like that on the roster.
Got that little Patty Wan him, type thing.
He's
that arrogance, but he'll let you know it on the ice.
But and also one of my buddies knows him, has hung out with him a few times, and he says he's actually like the weirdest dude.
Hey, my goalies are,
which makes it even better because most goalies are.
Isn't that what Brizgalov said?
Yeah, so,
no, he was saying everyone else is.
Everyone else is, yeah. But I'm happy. The stuff that I listen to too is they question our goaltending. I think.
Justifiably so,
which is fair, but man, this guy won the 4 Nations Cup or helped us win it. If it wasn't for him, we would have lost.
And I just think we didn't see it completely too much in the 4 Nations, but first time together, they had the orientation camp. As they'll work through this tournament, there's going to be more games. If Canada needs a goal, you've got McKinnon, you've got McCarr, you've got McDavid, you've got Crosby. You got Celebrini. You got a guy that you got many options to go over those boards and go, we need to go get 1 goal. Yeah. Go get it for us.
Yeah.
And for McDavid, this is big. Like this is you did it. You got the goal at the 4 Nations, but overall in that tournament, he didn't look exactly like McDavid. I
don't know that he was healthy though.
And it's a chance McDavid at the 4 Nations.
McDavid was not good in 4 Nations.
And it's a chance. It's for legacy type thing, like to really. You're there with Crosby, but this is this is the passing of that torch fully now. From Crosby to you, you've got to drive this team.
He does. And look how he's playing right now. He's clearly healthy. He's clearly playing as good as he ever has in his life. And so I knock on wood, he carries on because it would be awesome to see Connor McDavid playing like this in the Olympics. And to be fair, I don't mind the idea of Hyman for that because if you go back to the 4 Nations, and yes, McDavid wasn't McDavid, but they had a tough time finding chemistry with him because he's such a unique player with the skill set that he has. He's a hard guy to play with. And Hyman can play with Connor McDavid.
Give him Celebrini.
I think Celebrini's gonna. Well, hopefully he gets out of that. Oh my God, it's Connor McDavid, like everyone else would be when you're hanging out with Connor McDavid.
Because he's still 19.
Yeah, he's
Celebrini's 19.
Yeah, he's closer to Jet's age than he is Connor's age, right? So
Yeah.
it's like it's just a crazy experience for him to be on that team.
I do believe that he is going to play with Connor though.
Yeah,
And it was supposed to be Braden Point, but now who knows?
Yeah.
Like Marner and him didn't work very well together last year. I mean, sure, Marner did slide that pass through and got it to him on that final play. But if you take the whole Four Nations, I did not like Marner.
For what? There's only
and
4
Connor
games
together.
that were played.
Well, the reason why Marner didn't play too good last year is because he was on the Leafs, right?
So now he's free.
Yeah,
Now he's free. He doesn't care about the Leafs. It's just one of those things. He's like, oh my God, I'm not in Toronto.
Who's going to win a championship first? Toronto Maple Leafs or New York Jets?
New York Jets.
The New York Jets, I think.
Oof.
Well, the Leafs always like
No.
the
Leafs are a
NFL
long
always
way away.
comes. I'd rather you ask who's going to make the finals first, the Toronto Maple Leafs or the New York Jets, and I would still pick the Jets.
The New York Jets is one reason is that even if both get to the finals, it's one game in the Super Bowl as opposed to a best of 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Leafs will find a way to blow a best of 7, whereas the Jets could even just get lucky on that one play that leads them to that Super Bowl. But at the same time, I think there's it's going to be many years till we see either
both,
of those.
For both, I know. Like, who knew that losing Mitch Marner was going to make Toronto a worse hockey team?
Yeah, imagine having to replace a near 100-point guy, or mostly a 100-point guy.
I know that we probably have to.
I just got to get to a segment for Play Alberta, but finish.
What happened to Craig Berube?
Gym accident, they said.
Did you see his scar?
Yeah, it looks like his whole scalp came off or something.
So did a weight fall on
Must
him?
have.
Or I don't go to the gym, a pulley? Or,
I don't go either. Murray, you're the closest one. You're the only one that goes to a gym here.
Like, how would that happen?
I didn't see it. I heard about it, and people said like
It's a
looked
full
like
scar like this.
Yeah.
As big as I pointed it.
Like, to a point where you're like, did somebody claw you? Is what?
Did he have a knife cut or something? Like, it is...
It's
not Bedard Berube.
I just from what I heard about that, I don't believe it was a gym accident. Like,
neither do I. Wait
Yeah.
till you see the picture.
yeah, like someone said it looked like his wife maybe smashed him over the head with an iron.
It's a
Oh
Frankenstein-esque.
my God. Okay, but
Like-
that's a circle. That is
what I'm saying. It could
Well,
be
you're
a
putting
free
that
weight falling on his head. But how? I mean, if that's I don't think that's a gym.
It's a wild thing.
That is crazy.
Over under for Play Alberta. Download the app. Visit them. PlayAlberta.ca. I'm just kidding. Over and under 6.5 goals tonight. Oilers Ducks total in this game.
Over.
High scoring game.
Yeah.
Did the Oilers win? You'll
We
always
never
just
win.
pick the Oilers.
The thing, listen, here's the thing. It's like the New Jersey Devils game I went to last week. I knew when I woke up that day that I was taking Jet and his buddy to go watch the Oilers lose. Right? Because it's an 8:00 game against the New Jersey Devils.
Also 6:30, so it's different.
Today's a 6:30, right? And today's on prime time. How many games have we won on prime time? The Ducks.
Actually, they don't have a good record.
Yeah,
I don't
they
think,
don't.
the
necessarily.
Ducks aren't supposed to be great, but they're great right now, right? And look at how everyone's like, oh, the Oilers got the best schedule. They play 4 teams after their back-to-back. Well, we lost Pittsburgh. We lost New Jersey. We barely beat Washington. We had to score a gazillion goals, and the Ducks won. The Ducks won last night. So I don't know.
The Oilers have struggled mightily this year, most notably on teams, I feel like, that come from Calgary the night before. They played in the Calgary the night before. That's one thing I say. It happened with them.
But we should beat all those teams, right? Like even if they're the great team, we should beat them off a back-to-back.
Yeah.
So, but
The Oilers win when Connor and Leon
are going.
are going, and if they're not, they don't. And so it's a coin. To me, every game with the Oilers is a coin flip. If those guys are on, they're going to win, and if they're not at their very best, they don't have anyone else that's going to take up the slack from those guys. So then they lose.
You know who's gonna point today? The guy that's playing his first NHL game.
He's a big boy. Yeah. I think he's like 6'3", 215, 220. Like he's a big boy.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get a point.
You're going to be on after Super Bowl, Monday after Super Bowl.
I know, I'm so
You'll
excited.
be back for that one as well, so we'll have a lot to recap for the Super Bowl. Anything you want to For
I'm
roast
actually
or
gonna
anything?
bring some treats that day. We have a 40-ounce steak night coming up. We got bombarded by everybody because we sold out the last one in November. That we're bringing it back again, February 28th. 40-ounce steak, cheese curd, mashed potatoes, seasonal veg, cheese toast, and then you get to go home with a bottle of steak sauce. So maybe bringing one of those for us to dabble.
But book your tables if you want Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl. We're the place to be. We're the sports bar Canada, and you can come in and you can go home with a Super Bowl trophy. Book a reservation online. You don't even have to talk to anybody. You can just go online, go on Open Table, book the reservation. You can actually pick where you want to sit. And,
I don't like talking
just
to
show
people.
up. Or
I'll try
or
a
hit me up.
40-ounce steak by myself.
Yeah.
What kind of steak is it?
Ribeye, 40-ounce ribeye, baby.
It's delicious.
You don't think you can finish it?
No, I think I could do a 40-ouncer.
A lot of people do finish it. We were taping Global last night or yesterday morning for next week, and one of the questions was like, "There's no way people finish this." I'd be like, some people finish 1.5 of them, but there's also the other spectrum where you can just buy one for you and your wife and share it. Like,
Yeah,
we don't care. You don't get shunned anymore doing that.
I wouldn't eat 40-ounce steak and a whole bunch of sides, though.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the challenge.
give
You
me
got to
a
do it all.
40-ouncer,
Let's do it all.
a piece of cheese toast, and a few French fries.
But
and
the
I'd be good.
potato
Oh, you like the
gratin.
fry? Yeah. See, I'm a French fry steak guy too.
Yeah, steak and fries, steak
Yeah.
frit.
Yeah. Steak and freaked.
Yeah.
Classy.
Thank you very much, both of you, for coming in. This was a fun hangout. This is EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Murray McCourt from the ranch, as well as VIP Golf Show, which now the countdown could be on till the next season. Pat Kehdy from Canadian Brewhouse, Ice House, Banquet, Plant Life, Tesoro, and Ribeye. Thank you to everyone for tuning into the hangout. Lock Shop coming up next. We've got Oil Stream, EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show with JML, GCLD's Oil Stream pre and post game shows, all to come here at Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. On behalf of Pat, Murray, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in. Lock Shop in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here, joining us today.